So I guess it was 2 wrap-up videos ago. I said I've been stuck in the 180s for a while. And
This
when
is
I
while
say
I was gone, right?
yes.
Okay.
And when I say a while, I mean maybe a couple of months, a while. But it's like, well, I think like we both did Dukin at one point,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like with any diet plan, there's certain things you're supposed to eat, not supposed to eat, things like that. And in one of the Dukin groups you and I were in, somebody was saying Dukin just doesn't work for me. I'm not losing any weight, right? And people started asking her questions.
What are you eating?
What are you eating? And she was eating some things that Dukin says don't eat it. And so somebody said, and it was one of those things where we were like, we were all thinking it, but we weren't going to say it. You can't say that diet isn't working for you if you're not following the rules of the diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to stick to the rules. So it's not that fasting isn't working for me. It's that I've been really bad and breaking a whole lot of the rules.
Oh.
So it's not that I'm fasting correctly and not losing weight, right? It's that I need to go back to following the rules. So I start losing weight again. And my problem has been, so I think that at least half of fasting successfully is up here. It's mental. It's learning, yeah, I feel a little hungry, but I know it's going to pass in a few minutes. Or, just because I have an urge to eat, if I'm not hungry, I don't need to eat. And it's that mental part that I've been struggling with so much.
Yeah.
And so, and it's also one of those things that every week I've said, this is the week. I'm getting back on track. I'm really going to do it. And then some days I do okay until late in the day. I think we've both talked about that before, right? Nighttime. There's something about nighttime.
Yeah, you're relaxed.
You want a snack. Yeah. So that is what really needs to be my focus this week. And I think that part of getting back on track with that is something I said once before that I was going to do and didn't do. Imagine that. Which is like one of the reasons we started this channel was to be accountable to each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And accountable to other people when you have to tell the whole world what you're doing. Right? So what I had said before was I was going to start texting you every time.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I ate. Or then you said, well, should you text me before you eat?
I remember this.
Remember?
Yes.
And that's what I need to start doing, I think. And the thing about that is I have to be totally honest about it too. So when I'm thinking about that bag of tortilla chips in the cabinet, I have to actually text you and say, Lori, I'm thinking about eating tortilla chips. I can't eat them and not tell you. I don't think that will be a problem, though. We've talked about that before.
Right. We can't.
It's easier for me to lie to myself than it is to lie to you for some reason. So I think that's what I need to do this week. And or, we just had a little bit of a discussion about this weekend, and you're going to say, now, a few days ago, you said.
Yep. And I'm actually, this episode is different for you all because we actually started this conversation.
Yeah.
We finished making today's video. So I'm like writing notes because this is totally unplanned conversation. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm writing notes as you're talking because I need to go back to some stuff.
Yeah, we didn't create an outline or any kind of plan for this. So I don't want to get on YouTube every day for 60 seconds and say, I ate this today. Or I don't want to get on YouTube for 15 seconds and say, I'm tempted to eat tortilla chips right now. Right? But what I might do.
Disagree with that. Okay, but
I know you do. What I might do is record each time I eat or am tempted to eat and then put that all together for a week. Does that make sense? I know we had this big discussion this weekend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch somebody say, I just had 5 tortilla chips. Why would I watch that? But if I could see like the flow of the week, I would watch that. But I don't want to see somebody just say, I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me.
So I have a thought for that.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Oh.
So no surprise to our family, but Steve is not a very religious person.
Right.
He believes in a higher being, and that's all I'm going to with blah. His friend across the street a month or two ago was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And it's North Carolina, everybody's religious. And Steve sent him a text and said, I'll pray for you and all this stuff. And he said, that's what he needed to hear. I'm sending him good vibes. I'm good wishes and all this stuff. He said he needed to hear that. So sometimes I think we do things that's sort of.
Sorry, now it's the lawnmower and I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And this is kind of going against what I was saying. Sometimes we do things because that's what the other person needs. Sometimes we do things because that's what I need. Right. So maybe you posting a video on YouTube every day is for you. That's your.
Well, that's true.
Confession. So sometimes we do things and I don't know that would appeal to every faster. I don't know that would appeal to half of fasters, but I know that when you find somebody that you can relate to, I feel like I bounced around a lot.
No, I get what you're saying. And like,
that's you holding yourself accountable to you and putting it out there for the world to see, whoever the world decides to watch.
That's true. And it reminds me of, I haven't mentioned before in any videos, but I do have another YouTube channel. And that's just about like what I'm reading, what I'm writing, what I'm learning. And that is the total purpose of that channel. I don't care if I get 1,000 subscribers. I don't care how many views I get.
Mm-hmm.
It's my way of saying, here's the things I'm working on. Here's the things I want to do. And it's to keep myself on track, to keep myself focused, right? So I've gone on video and said, I'm going to read this week or do this week. And then I do it. There's something about that, right? That's all I want to do with that channel. And so that's kind of what I think what you're saying about this is, if 2 people ever watch it, that's okay because it serves its purpose for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that,
I'll think, and I mean, the other thing with that is, this doesn't take a huge amount of time.
You wouldn't even have
to
to edit.
Sit in front of the camera, turn everything on, record everything, edit everything, upload everything every time I think about eating. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, somehow I need to work on this mental obstacle I have not broken through in the last couple months.
Well, what I wrote down when I said I'm writing down, and we have a lot of background noise going on, everybody, because we hadn't planned on recording this. So sorry about my phone, because that's Steve.
Oh,
But what I wrote down while you were talking was tortilla chips.
mm.
Because that's what you said, texting you every time I look. So the tortilla chips, are those in the house because of you or because of Josh?
Because of Josh.
Josh can put those in his room.
And he gets tortilla chips and potato chips. I'm surprisingly not tempted by potato chips. They're just too greasy or something. That doesn't tempt me. But the tortilla chips, I mean, this is kind of pathetic, but I actually picked up the bag the other day and saw, here's how many carbs there is in 16 tortilla chips. So if I just eat this many,
I only have 4.
I'm
And
only eating. But it's when I was supposed to be fasting.
oh,
And, you do it then, and then a couple hours later, you do it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So get him like a Rubbermaid bin
Yeah.
and just
Or just
ask
tell
him. Because would you go into his room to get
No.
his food? Yeah. So
No, I rarely go in his room. Yeah.
something like that. In the video we shot today, which I haven't edited yet, that's how fast these conversations took place, is sometimes you have posted pictures of, I don't know, there was some dish, something marsala that he made recently.
Oh, yeah.
So I think a lot of times and I think it's sweet that he cooks for you. I love that. I love you, Josh. I think maybe you could have the conversation with him, and he probably isn't pushing anything on you, but just,
No.
don't offer me the rice, or cook that for you and Rachel, but don't make enough for me. Does that make sense? Like, I know I have it a lot
Yeah.
easier than you because there's only 2 of us in the house and we're both fasting.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of the struggles that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I mentioned with that one, I still haven't done it though, is I could just keep cauliflower rice in the freezer. I used to do that. And next time he makes it, just put mine on top of cauliflower rice instead of, regular rice.
Yeah, or skip the rice. I had fried rice. I put that in the wrap up last
true.
week, but I had also got sauteed broccoli, and that came with a container of white rice that went straight in the garbage can, and I just ate the broccoli.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And sometimes like he and Rachel will buy something and I'll give myself a little piece of it.
yeah,
So yeah, there's that line between, it's a special one-time treat with the pumpkin maple Danish from Trader Joe's that I have just maybe a fourth of it, and because I think something I've talked about before too is I have learned that sometimes even when I have something that has, what was the example I used one time? If it just tastes sweet, even if it doesn't have sugar in it, and I can't think of an example of that. There are certain things that will make me crave something I shouldn't have.
may have been raisins, because I know I say that about raisins. I
Yeah.
want something sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Something else, and this is a terrible visual, but it's something Steve and I did on Duke, and that is go ahead and get that Danish
Uh-huh.
and get your quarter and put the other in the garbage disposal, or
Oh,
your
that's
kitty
true.
litter on it or something. Chew it and spit it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard you say you've done that before. I've never done that.
It works,
Yeah.
because your stomach isn't craving that maple Danish, your mouth is.
Yeah.
So make your mouth happy.
Yeah.
And then spit it out because your stomach doesn't want it.
Yeah. That's true.
But that isn't saying keep a dozen of those Danishes
No.
at home.
No, they bought one, I think. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So, and maybe just avoid walking that path in your store. I know I skipped that whole bakery section.
Yeah.
Just
Am I talking loud? I
Nope.
feel like I'm probably talking loud because this guy
Oh,
you can't hear at all, really is loud.
yeah, I can't hear him at all. Nope, you're
Okay, good.
fine.
Okay. So I'm going to start doing that like today.
Texting me or little YouTube video. I would do a YouTube video. I think that's fine.
Um,
I mean, you're welcome to text me or whatever, but
I'll give it a shot doing the YouTube video. I mean, yeah.
because you can also then it's almost like just a verbal diary of you don't watch Alone on the Discovery Channel, do you?
I watched it when you were here.
Yeah, so think of YouTube as your Wilson. You know, I need somebody to talk to. So get on there and talk to Wilson or whatever of this is what I'm feeling. These are the struggles I'm having. Whether people watch the video or not, you
Right.
can somebody will relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other thing is, and I don't want this to sound like I'm feeling sorry for myself, but I think it happens a lot too, like when Josh isn't here, right? When I'm here by myself and it's nighttime, so I have nobody to talk to. I have, you know, I'm trying to find something to watch on TV, but you know, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like those are times too
Oh, sure. Bored, being
that I
bored.
tend to, yeah, like there's nothing on TV to watch. I'm bored. There's nobody here to talk to. You know, you go to the kitchen.
Yeah, and I think that's why, you know, I used to smoke, and a lot of people when they quit smoking gain weight because a lot of smoking is I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. I'm going to go outside and smoke.
Yeah.
You know, so when you quit smoking, you're like, well, I'm bored. I'm going to go get something to
Gain
eat.
weight, yeah.
So when you're by yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know some tips we've talked about in the past when you get bored is go brush your teeth or chew something to change the palate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think having those foods put in a bin in Josh's room, something that just doesn't make it as easy.
Yeah.
Like we talked about in today's episode of Don't Open the Box.
Right.
You
Right.
know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I know. And I think the good news is that since I've been stuck in the 180s for a couple of months because I've been breaking all the rules, that should mean that once I stop breaking all the rules, I'm going to lose a lot of weight quick in the beginning.
yeah,
probably. So I might have like a big weight loss for the next couple of weeks.
that's awesome. Do that.
So
Do
we'll
that.
see. Okay, I will do my best to video. I mean, like I said, it's not that this is difficult, but it does take a little time. And we'll see if I actually want to do that every time that I'm thinking about eating. I guess I could do it on my phone.
That's exactly, yeah, that's all I was thinking you would do is on your phone, you know,
Okay.
record, post.
Not sit in front of my camera, because that's what I was thinking, setting up the camera on the computer, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, just wherever you are. I mean, just be that raw with all of us.
Makeup, no makeup, pajamas,
Whatever.
whatever. All
You
right.
know, and you do that and you even share it on TikTok. I think you'll get a lot of, we have a TikTok channel. I think you'll get a lot of support.
Mhm. All right.
And if nothing else, I mean, it's a therapy session for yourself, you know. I mean, I know I haven't had to do it in a long time, but I used to write things when I was worried about something or angry about something, and I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
better. It was funny to watch, you know, the mindful me, you know, writing neatly, and then I'd get more frustrated my watching just my handwriting change.
Your emotion comes out. Yeah.
And then at the end, it was pretty again.
Yep.
You know, so something like that, I think.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You got this. We'll figure out if that doesn't work, we'll figure out something that does.
Yeah.
But
Just like we figured out your weight gain on your camping trip, right?
that's right. That's right. It's the green beans at the grocery store, man. Who
Right.
knew? Who knew? But yeah, do that. Just open your phone. It doesn't have to.
Okay. So I was going to say, as of right now, I started fasting. I guess it was about 10 o'clock last night. I'm not going to tell you what I had at 10 o'clock last night.
Whatever it
And-
was, go put it in Josh's room.
It's actually something Josh didn't like all that much.
Then throw it away.
So I'll either throw it away or but he said, don't throw it away though. We'll do something with it. He's like me. He's like, don't throw away food.
What is it?
Chocolate chips. But we got, I know you're like, you didn't like chocolate chips. But they're from Kroger and they're like organic and something else. And they just taste funny.
Throw them away. Who paid for them?
Huh?
Who paid for them? Did you
I
buy
did.
them or did you go right now? The camera will wait. Go put water in that bag and throw them away.
Okay.
Go. Go.
Well, I don't have to go very far because they're right here.
Ah, I know that door, depending on where the camera is. Yeah. That's your bathroom right there. Go fill that jar with water.
But Mom, I don't want to.
Is that the last of the chips?
Yes, yeah, that's all of them.
Did
All
you
right.
just put 4 on your desk?
Huh?
Did you just put some on your desk?
No.
Sounded like it was rattling around.
I was telling Josh the other day. I don't remember why this came up, but when we were growing up and Dad would tell you to watch your mouth.
I was such a literal child.
One word for it. All right.
Good job. Good job.
Hey, the cat's litter box is over here too. I could.
Go put a poop in it. Little cat Tootsie Roll. Do you remember that cake I made a long time ago when the kids were small?
No.
Put it in a kitty litter box. And it was a cake, and it's back when I had my little baking thing, and I don't remember what I put on top that looked like sand, and then you got Tootsie Rolls warm and stretched them out, and it was kitty litter cake.
All right, it's done.
All right, you don't have to hold that one up.
Thank you.
There. Is there anything else we should take care
of? I could go get those tortilla chips and put them in Josh's room.
of? Well, wait, and I'll top my coffee.
Okay. All right. Be right back.
All right, let me get my coffee. You're doing good.
Thank you. Well, come on. Okay, you're in his room.
Good job.
All right. So I started at 10 o'clock. I want to go at least 24 hours. I think what I want to do is go till at least 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that'll be like 36 hours. So that will be the goal.
So is that a big starter jump? Hello, Augie, Augie. Bye, Augie, Augie.
Yeah, because like I probably haven't been making it 24 hours lately. So 36.
Why don't you start with 18? Something attainable.
What would 18 be? That would be,
I don't know. Fast until 6 o'clock tonight.
okay.
What do you have that you can have for dinner? You have salad or chicken or?
I have salad and I have chicken. And I think I could make salmon patties. I have canned salmon. And I love salmon patties. And I have salad I could have with it. And some low carb salad dressing that I actually really like. I have, yeah, I mean, I just bought a bunch of frozen vegetables. Yeah, so I could have a good dinner.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock. Because the other thing I really want to start doing too, because not just for weight, but because I feel like I do sleep better if I don't eat close to bedtime. So I want to stop eating like no closer than 3 hours before I go to bed.
Why don't you try OMAD for a week?
Okay. And then just have the other thing is I actually like breaking my fast in the morning. I feel like I've had better luck with losing weight when I break in the morning. And I might be totally wrong with that. But I feel like there's something for me about eating late in the day that keeps me from losing as much.
So
But
that gives you a really long eating window. Is that like 7 in the morning to 6 at night eating window?
no. So like I break my fast at like 7 in the morning. So like I eat at 7 this morning and then I don't eat till 7 the next morning, is what I'm saying.
So you don't eat dinner. You OMAD, but it's breakfast.
Right,
Okay.
right. That's what I would rather do.
Well, do
And
that.
maybe
Doesn't have
it's,
to be breakfast food.
you mean when I eat in the morning, it doesn't have to be breakfast food?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I've even had salmon patties for breakfast before.
Steve loves when we were doing Duke and when I would make salmon for breakfast, salmon and eggs, man, he loved that.
I love that. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna shoot for tomorrow morning at like 7 o'clock. And I think there's also something, like we said, there's something about eating at nighttime that's more tempting to me. And I guess I feel like I have a harder time if I start eating, if I eat dinner, that kind of starts I don't know.
And see, I would think with dinner being or
Preference.
nighttime being a struggle, I would think that that's the time to eat. And I know that's a not even a left screen, right screen thing, but something we do differently that a lot of people do is the length of our eating windows.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm 10 or 15 minutes, I'm full and I'm done for that day.
yeah.
Otherwise, I think it makes people, this is my brain. I think if I give myself an hour eating window, I will overeat. Oh, I can still eat, I'll still eat. Even if I'm not hungry, I'm just gonna graze
Hmm.
or something.
Well, maybe it's just something I need to play with and see what works for me. Um, I think part of why I also, and my eating window varies. I mean, sometimes, I have 3 bites of chicken salad and I'm stuffed and I stop. But I won't say stuffed.
I know what you mean.
I rarely eat till I'm stuffed anymore. But is also, and I always worry that this sounds like I'm saying poor pitiful me too, and it's not meant that way whatsoever. But I do have a lot of stomach issues, and so I feel like my stomach does better if I eat a little bit and then I wait, and then I eat a little bit and I wait. So that's part of why I stretch out my eating window as well, so I don't eat a lot at once, if that makes sense. You're gonna have to edit a lot of this.
I don't know that I will edit any of this, to be honest.
Um, yeah, so maybe I just need to play with it.
If I didn't know you and this was a message somebody sent us on social media, my thing would be, I would encourage them to switch from breakfast to dinner. Because nighttime is their struggle. So put something in your stomach at night that you can have. You know, if you have a stomach issue, maybe break it with a scrambled egg. And then eat your
Yeah.
salmon patty.
Or some broth or something.
Yeah. But I think and then brush your teeth. You know, have broth or scrambled egg, then have your salmon patty and or salad. And then brush your teeth. Because that sort of locks the door.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest. And go to bed earlier. That's what I would say on social. If I didn't know the person, you know?
Yeah. No, and sometimes that's the way you get the best advice, is to step back and say,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know I have done that in my life. If this was a TV show, what would I tell me to do?
Yeah. And related to that, it's another one of those tangents. Josh was telling me a couple weeks ago that he heard somebody say, if you talked to other people the way you talk to yourself, would you have any friends?
Oh,
Wise words.
yeah.
Okay. So I'll break my fast tonight. I think I'll break it like right after I get finished working though, at like 5, because then say I eat till 5:30. I know you go to bed early, and I'm not necessarily going to sleep, but I'm in bed watching TV or reading or something at like 8:30.
We're doing that by like 7. Yeah, so you're fine being in bed that early, but we can stay up later.
If I'm done eating somewhere between 5 and 6, then I can go to bed then. And what I will have tonight is salmon patties, and I'm trying to think. I know sorry, my phone's dinging again, even though I swear I have it on silent.
We may have I know I turned my do not disturb off. You may have too when we finished recording.
Maybe I did. So I'm trying to think. I've got canned salmon, I've got mayo, I've got dill, I've got onion. I don't have any breadcrumb. I don't think I have any breadcrumbs.
You have pork rinds?
I don't have pork rinds. That's what I was just thinking.
You have almond flour?
I don't think so.
I don't think just add less liquid. And I would stop buying breadcrumbs. I know that you have talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't bought breadcrumbs. It's one of those things that like I buy for one dish and then it sits in my cabinet for 2 years.
Yeah. Just put less liquid in it. And I don't think you need any binding.
I mean, I was going to say and I've got eggs, so that'll help hold it together. Even if it falls apart a little, I don't care. It tastes good anyway.
Salmon patty hash.
Yeah.
Hash.
Okay, so I'll have salmon patties. I'll make a couple, and if I don't eat them both, I can have the other one tomorrow night or whatever.
Yeah, or make the whole can and freeze them, put them in the fridge.
Yeah, I said that in my last wrap up. That's what I did last time. I think I got 4 out of a can, and I just put them in the freezer.
Another thing we started doing is grocery shopping for a week. We have stopped doing, or even for 2 weeks,
Mm.
and it's just 2 or 3 days. Then there is only so much food in the house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Josh goes once a week and gets what he needs for that week, but I'd say it's been at least 2 weeks since I go up and I get 2 or 3 things.
Yeah. And
You know.
that's a good thing too. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you make more salmon patties, yeah, I'd put them in the freezer, because then
Yeah.
you can't wake up at 3 a.m. and go grab one out of the
That's
fridge.
true. That's true. Okay. So I have a salmon patty and some and a salad. I've got lettuce, I've got dressing. I've got cheese. I could put cheese on my salad,
Mhm.
shredded cheese. I've got tomatoes. I could put a little bit of tomato. I know.
Gag eyeballs.
Okay. So I'll do that. And I will go ahead and make the whole can. So then that's one less excuse I have each night.
Yeah.
They're already made up. I just have to put them in the pan. All right.
Yeah. Steve, we've been doing chicken thighs, and Steve cooks a package, and I just had one last night. He cooked them on the grill and I didn't care for them, but he made them in the broiler last night and they were delicious. But
Mhm.
I've been buying those organic girl salad, like romaine, and I just
Oh,
sliced it up.
I saw a picture of one of those that you did.
Yeah. And those are easy and don't dirty dishes. Ha. But
I love just romaine lettuce with some dressing on it.
yeah, I've been having that with shredded cheese and diced ham and tablespoon of raisins.
Yeah.
And bacon bits, and still the balsamic. Steve and I had that discussion last night. He's like, no, it's balsamic. I'm like, no, there's one L. It's balsamic. And 1 tablespoon of that and 1 tablespoon of ranch, and it's great. But yeah, just have your stuff ready so that you can eat and not pick.
Yeah.
You got
Start
it.
following my own rules. Practice what I preach, right?
Yeah, but we're all human, and that's what we wanted this channel for, is
Yeah.
hold ourselves accountable is why we started. But now, we all struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't live with somebody that's trying to gain weight, so I don't have, the things in the house that you have.
Yeah. And um I think the mental part of it is something that probably in general, I think with fasting needs to be talked about more, because I think it's a huge mental thing. I mean, we're used to, you know, thinking about what am I going to have for dinner? And then when dinner's done, what am I going to make for breakfast? And, what am I going to make for lunch this week? And,
Yeah,
we're just used to that always being on our minds. And
always around food.
yeah, so it's a huge mental shift.
Yeah.
So, all right.
But also think about it, yes, you've been in the 180s, I think you said, for a couple of months now, but you haven't gone up to the 190s.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
you know,
That's true. Which I think is a sign of like the potato chips don't tempt me anymore. And yes, I still like sweet stuff, but there's some stuff that I've tasted and I'm like, ooh, how did I ever eat that? It's just like, you know,
it's like
super sweet.
me when I smell cigarette smoke, I'm like, whoa, how did I ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do get full faster than I used to. Like, I don't know the last time that, like I said, I don't ever stuff myself anymore. And I really don't. I mean, those days you used to just keep eating and keep eating and keep eating, even though
Oh,
you were
yeah.
way past full. I just don't do that anymore. I know when
Yeah.
to stop now. And I think that's why I haven't, gone back up. So
Yeah. So good
that's
for you for
definitely
that.
progress. Huh?
Good for you for that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's the plan, Stan.
Yep. Thanks for catching us twice in one day, folks.
Yeah.
This one was impromptu. And this is what it's like for us on Zoom.
That's right. It was we got on Zoom this morning at 9 o'clock and we actually started recording at 10:20 or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Right.
I'm not going to edit this one.
You should edit some of it. Maybe. I'll let that be and these don't both need to go up today by any means.
I like the idea of it going up today because I think that makes it honest.
Okay. Well, then the other one can wait. I'm just saying you don't have to worry about editing both of these today.
Yeah, we'll see. I got a show I can have on in the background over there.
Whatever. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks for the therapy session.
You're welcome.
Do I owe you $150?
75.
Okay.
$15 copay. All right. Bye,
All right, I'm gonna
everybody.
stay on
Bye,
here.
Sissy.
Ah.